You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's The Bachelorette After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's The Bachelorette After Show.
Okay, big
We're not in Curaçao anymore.
We're not in Curaçao.
It is hot.
Hey,
Again. In my way.
It makes me so happy.
We've got
Why
an
does
intro.
this song make everyone happy?
It just does.
Guys, we've got an intro song. Ready, ladies, go.
Going,
Hit
baby.
it.
Hey, I just met you. And this is crazy.
But here's our number.
Call me baby. All right, hey guys.
Call us.
Welcome to the Bachelor After Show. We all know that Bing is for doing, and what are we doing? We're doing another after show for AfterBuzz TV. This is The Bachelorette, Season 8, Episode 9. All right, guys, I'm JC, and we're bringing the heat. Yes, we were in...
A little bit hot. It's toasty.
Literally, okay. Somehow the studio we lost. We had a little problem with our air conditioning, so we're going to be
Sorry, we're going to imagine that we're on a tropical island.
We're in Curaçao.
On dates with very hot boys.
Like Sean.
Yes, so, well... I'll be
I mean,
with
that's
Emily.
obvious.
I'll be with Emily. Here we go. And literally, it's about 120 degrees in the studio today, so do not be surprised if more articles of clothing come off, like my socks. That's about it, so sorry.
Boring.
Boring? Okay. Maybe, okay, maybe...
You
if
even got
just-
the snooze from her.
Okay, all right,
Come
fine.
on.
All right, guys, so...
That's pretty hard to do.
everyone at AfterBuzzTV.com, hello, and if you're not watching us on AfterBuzz, make sure to tune in on iTunes, and we've got a new podcast app that you can click on for your iPhones that'll take you straight to all your favorite podcasts. Hopefully, The Bachelorette is one of them. If not, you could go to possibly Duets, The Choice, maybe Rizzoli and Isles. Some of your favorite shows, all you have to do is click, and you can go to it right away. So, overall thoughts of the show. Well, you know what? Let's do a quick introduction.
Ooh.
Yes, we forgot about that.
Yes, we
How about
forgot
the
about
beautiful lady sitting right in front of me?
Thank you. My little intros are getting so much nicer every time, JC. I'm Canden Bliss, guys. Good to be here with you. I'm glad we're kind of down to the nitty-gritty here. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Excited for Emily.
And you know, and before we go any further, also let's queue up. We have a huge segment that we've been tweeting and letting everyone know. We've got so much inside info that your head's gonna pretty much blow up today. And it's
Featuring?
called, yes, it's called Krisily Tells All.
I like that. I like that.
Would you like to introduce yourself, Miss Krisily?
I am Krisily Kennedy. Thank you guys all for tweeting us tonight too. I had so many people tweeting along with me tonight. It's been like the best tweet night ever. So I'm really excited for all my Twitters friends.
Excellent, and they can see us sweating like dogs.
And now you can see what
Yes.
we look like when we're sweating.
When we're shiny.
Speaking of shiny,
have
we've
abundance.
got news with.
Shiny news?
Shiny news.
I'm Cathy
you're
Kelley.
shiny. Yeah, you're shiny.
Yeah, and I'm bringing the news tonight.
And we promised while we're talking we were going to be airing it out. Like
I know.
There we go. All right, ladies, comments.
that.
What'd you guys think of tonight's episode?
You asking me?
Sure, why not?
It was good. It was good. I'm glad to see that she's finally getting a little more passionate. Like I'm seeing it from her a little more, that she's really, really in it somehow. You know, she's into one of them. But she's just showing a lot more of her emotions and herself, and she kind of told us a lot. I mean, she didn't really come out and say like who she loves, but she pretty much laid some things out that makes it kind of obvious where her heart is.
So you're saying she knows.
I think she knows. Yeah, I think she knows.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
saw a pretty big shift in her tonight, to be honest.
All right,
so.
and Krisily, would you say?
Huge shift in
Yeah.
her. Every week, Catherine's constantly saying, "Oh, her eyes! You can always see it in her
Catherine.
eyes."
So formal.
Catherine, Kelley.
My mom calls me that when she's mad, but
I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
It's
but
early.
go on.
It is. It was kind of your thing. You always noticed her eyes. It was a really big thing. And tonight you lost a lot of stuff with the other guys, and I think that's probably why I would have made the worst Bachelorette ever, because you'd know by my facial expressions. And tonight's the first time that I really saw Emily struggling.
Yeah, no, what I'm going to say is we're having mic problems. Here we go. There we go. So what you're
The
saying...
mic's hot.
Thanks. Yeah. No, what about Cathy? What do you think?
I think that, yeah, as Krisily said, you can tell in her eyes, and somewhere between the family dates and this week, which overnight dates, but not really overnight dates, she just changed. Like, I feel like she knows exactly who she's gonna pick, and
Sorry. I love
Mic
JC's
issues.
facial expression right now.
It's fixed.
Good job. And he's not beat red, by the way.
Yeah,
It's hot in
just
here.
steady. Having hot flashes.
Okay, so...
Okay. So
I think she knows who she's gonna pick, and it's just tough for her because she doesn't want to hurt anyone. And I feel like this is the first season where they've had multiple guys that, like, the top 3, anyone would be lucky to
Best.
have any of those guys. Like, they're all amazing. And that's what's so difficult, is because there hasn't been anything wrong in any of the relationships. Like, I can totally understand why Emily said, you know, I'm not ready to give some of these guys up yet. Like,
Yeah.
there's no reason to, because they've been perfect the entire time. And that's what's so difficult.
And that's pretty much what we got in the first 15 minutes. It was just like a recap, and I'm just like,
and it's like, well, you can pick any single one and you'll be fine, you know.
it's like let's get on to the show.
Yeah.
And of course, they're in the beautiful island of Curaçao, which is off the coast of Venezuela. All the romance and the heat and the passion.
Your
Can we
neck of the woods.
Yeah, I am Colombian, so it's kind of close. But we start with Sean.
Who's watching us right now?
Hey, Sean.
What's up, Sean?
Hi.
We love you.
And a lot of girls do, apparently.
Oh, he's got a line waiting after tonight, man.
He won't be doing too badly after the show, I
No.
imagine.
You won't.
Yeah, because I imagine some of the girls here throughout the season were like tweeting him and loving him too. So yeah, Sean, man, I'd love to be you, buddy. No, but what'd you guys think of the date? You know, of Sean and Emily. Could you see like a shift? What was going on? Did you finally know possibly?
I didn't know at the beginning. I mean, I just felt like it was kind of better than maybe some previous dates as far as like the place that they got to emotionally or whatever, but I couldn't tell either way. Like, she pretty much could have picked him and kept him or sent him home, and I would have understood either way. Does that make sense? I know it's like a wishy-washy answer. Sorry.
Sean poured his heart out tonight.
Totally.
It was the first time that he really poured his heart out. And the letter to Ricki, I mean, I think
was
all of
so
us kind of
sweet.
melted. I mean, that was a really sweet thing to do, because he made it about both of them, not just about Emily, which I think was a really great thing. And he had the same date that I did in Aruba, which was the private island, which is really fun because there's nothing to distract you. There's nothing to go, oh my God, we have to do this or we have to do that, like dolphins or any of those things. They really got a lot of time to just talk and feel each other out. And I don't think Sean could have done anything better. I think that everything that he said and did was great. And I've said it from the beginning, awesome husband, awesome man, not for Emily. And I think that he figured that out as he went too.
Would you say, because when he was pouring his heart out to Emily, it still seemed like he was nervous as he was talking to her. You know, like in his voice, that was my interpretation, that I could hear in
was
his
a
voice
little
like
bit of
a
holding back.
I could hear like a slight quiver.
There was
still.
a moment where I felt like he was in his head and was gonna say something. He was trying to say "I love you," but I could just see it in his face at one point. It just went away, and it was like, I don't know that I want to say that anymore. Like I felt like he really finally understood, like, maybe this is not right.
Well, how uncomfortable to tell someone you love them and they don't say it back.
Yeah.
Because she can't. And we all know that. I mean, it's part of the show. But how uncomfortable I've said I love you to someone and them not say it back. And it's the worst feeling in the world. And as a man, I feel like that might be a little emasculating as well. So that pressure of knowing she can't say anything would make me nervous to say something.
And having that on camera, too.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, there's a crew.
Yeah.
How would you answer that if you don't feel the same way for the other person? I'm just throwing that out there. If someone tells you, I love you, and you don't feel the same way, how do you answer that back?
be honest. Just say, you know, I care about you a lot. I don't know if the feelings are there yet, or, I mean, I don't know.
It's tough. That's what and just by the expression by her face, you know, she wasn't feeling that, because we've noticed her body language. We had, you know, the little ticks and.
But she said so many times in that episode before Sean said, I love you, she said, I want him to say that. I want him to feel those feelings. So for me, if she knew that she was going to send him home, then that's kind of selfish.
I agree. I was a little confused by that because when she said that, I was like, because I kind of had a feeling that it was going to be Sean tonight, just because I felt like she and Ari and she and Jeff had just something different. But when she said that, it was confusing because it's like, why would you expect that from him if you kind of know in your heart that it might not be right? I mean,
I think she really wanted it to be him because on paper,
She said that.
he is perfect. And he is going to make a great father and a great husband. And you can tell from his family that he just comes from a great people. And there's few and far between people like him. And I feel like she really wanted it to be him. And I felt like why she wanted him to say those things is because those were the things that she was questioning, and she needed that to solidify how she felt. So she knew if she could get that from him, then she would be able to make the decision knowing all of the information. While yes, it's a bit selfish, but I feel like that's the name of the game.
It's her show.
Have you ever met someone though and you're like, you're too perfect, like you want to find something wrong with them almost?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just kind of feel like that was there. Like either that she thought that something was hidden, or that it just, I don't know.
In support for Emily, I do want to answer that as well, but in support for Emily, how hard must it be for her when you have someone like Sean or just someone pouring their heart out to you, like literally thinking about that, where what she must be feeling inside at that moment where she
looked happy. I mean,
Yeah,
she was
I don't
very
think she knew.
satisfied.
I don't think she knew yet.
Yeah.
I don't.
You mean at the dinner, at the night during the night part of the date?
And I also want to address, because somebody tweeted me this question tonight, and I thought it was a really great question for the viewers, is that we see the 3 fantasy dates, and we may not have seen them in the order they actually took place. Because I know on my fantasy suite dates, my date was shown, I think, first, and it was actually second. So you may not have seen them in the order, and I really don't believe that she actually knew at that point. And I think that she was doing a lot of soul searching, a lot of questionings, because even the emotion we saw at the rose ceremony wasn't the emotion she was actually saying she was feeling. I think there was a lot more to it than that. But yeah, I think she was still questioning a lot.
And are the guys typically in the same living quarters at this point, or do they split them up? Okay,
No,
they
we're
sequester them.
separated,
Okay.
Yeah, because they don't want us to be able to talk, and anything that we say wants to be on camera, and the crew's a lot smaller at this point, so you are sequestered at this point into your own rooms. But, I mean, we saw each other, you know what I mean? And we definitely met up and were able to talk, but it was always on camera.
Yeah.
Okay, so that kind of throws off. One of our super fans was, I think, is Chris Mingy, and he was saying that whoever goes first, it usually never bodes well. So could it be because of the editing? Because honestly, maybe Sean's date wasn't first.
Right, it may not have been.
So it's something.
She seemed a little more unsure about the date with Ari than she did about the date with Sean.
Right.
Oh, the date with Ari. Well, and we can move on to that one. Of
it was
course.
just an observation.
No, because I think it's a very valid point. Actually, I think Ari's date can be split in 2 halves. Actually, the way she was
That
interacting
is
with
true.
her.
Yeah.
That is
We
true.
talked about
Huge
that.
difference.
Yeah. Well, shoot.
Day date and night date.
Well, let's talk about it. Yeah, let's move on to Ari. You know, definitely. I don't know if you guys have
Skip
anything.
over
That's
Jeff.
fine. Well, no, we'll just get to him last. Save,
that's
save
right.
the best for
We'll get
last.
to him.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Save
you
the
want
best for last.
So we'll do Jeff next. So we'll do Ari next.
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you guys think of the Ari? We know Miss Kelley has a thing for Ari slightly. I gotta say.
I like his blue eyes. I do.
Did you call her Callie?
Cathy Kelley. Kelly.
I was like,
Catherine.
Callie?
You called me Catherine.
I
so.
called you Captain.
It's the heat. I'm sorry. I'm sweating
Getting
more
to
than a
him.
hooker in church right now. It's just.
It is really bad.
No, it's
toasty.
great.
I am in a sweat lodge right now. I'm so sorry.
Sauna, free
If you guys
sauna.
want to see Kelly blush when it's
Kelly.
not hot, Cathy Kelley.
Thank you, Phil Spita.
Tune
can't
into
get
The
named right.
Choice. I believe I was on one
Oh my
episode
gosh.
and she blushed. It was hysterical.
It was.
Another dating show.
So we can make you blush. So really, tell us a little bit about your crush on Ari there, Cathy.
I think I realized that it was lust too.
I love you.
2. What do you mean? What do you mean by 2?
I mean, that is, I feel, we've talked about this before, how Emily has, with Jeff and with Ari, she has love with Jeff and lust with Ari. And this is the week where she realized that. She said so many times, she's like, I love to kiss him. And, but that's all we do is, you know, we pause for a second and then we kiss. And then I see him and we kiss. And we kiss and kiss and kiss. And then like we say goodbye and kiss again. But, like there's no substance there. And I feel like she had the substance with Jeff. She actually did have substance with Sean.
Yeah.
And Ari's
It
just
was
one
like
of those
three
guys that,
completely different
yeah.
stories.
I feel like Ari's just one of those guys who like he can seduce any girl, but then how long is it gonna last?
Yeah.
He can throw a girl up against a wall like nothing I've ever seen.
That is true.
You guys have talked about that.
That was smooth.
I will say it. He can, you know what? And that's what it is. Ari's the type of guy. He's gorgeous. He's successful. He can talk the talk. He can certainly walk the walk. He can throw a girl up against the wall. You know he's got to be good in bed. So you look at him and you're like, this is the guy. But then when they have nothing to follow that up with, who cares?
Well, she did bring it up during dinner. Like, what do you do on a Tuesday morning when you wake up?
Yeah.
What time do you wake up?
Yeah.
It's just some things, some gaps that needed to be
Real
filled out.
life.
Well, and he
Real
said, "Oh, I eat out every meal, and I hang out with people." Like he's kind of he's totally a bachelor.
He says he lives at home alone, or not at home, but he lives
he goes
alone.
out with
Yeah.
friends after work and stuff. Like he's just kind of a social butterfly.
And it's really weird because at the beginning of the season, what I liked about Ari the most was that I felt like he was taking the most realistic approach to it. And he would say all the right things about, well, when the camera's not here and we're not on these dates, life would be like this. But I feel like now that he knows he has her, their substance is gone.
Yeah.
You don't think it could be like, just for the purposes of the storyline? Because they slightly create a bit of a story.
Of course there's story.
Right, in the beginning they were showing the dashingness of Ari and just, he was saying all the right things. And
I
then,
know, I think that's him. I think that we've all dated people like that. You don't.
I disagree because I said there was the first time when he said I love you and I want to make you my wife, or he said that off camera, not to Emily, but just in an interview. And I said you can't fall in love that fast. Like it was even too fast for the Bachelor or Bachelorette. It just something seemed off, and I don't know what it was. It seemed too fast.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be Ari, honestly, until this week. And it was like immediate, too. It was like as soon as he came on camera with her, I was like, ooh, no.
Something changed.
She didn't have
it was
eyes.
like the first half of the date, they were great. And then the second half of the date, it was like she had stone face.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're right, she has those eyes. And the eyes were gone the second half of the date. I mean, they were
think-
gone.
I want to play poker with her because
Yeah.
she has no poker face.
I think that she kind of for the first time thought about the future, and she thought about this overnight date, which really was just to extend time together, and she couldn't do it. She didn't see a future. She didn't see the longevity with him, and
She didn't even give him
she needed to end it.
card.
Right, and she said it was because she didn't trust herself, which just goes to show you that it's complete lust. It's
Yeah.
all physical with them. And every single person on Twitter agreed with that statement tonight, which I was blown away because usually you get a lot of back and forths, and everyone agreed tonight that it was lust versus love.
We've been saying that for a few weeks, I believe.
We have.
And my thing is, how does she kiss someone so passionately, yet when she knows that it's not him and that it's someone
She
else?
tried. Did you not see her trying
She
to
was
push him
pushing away.
away? Like normally she has her hand around the back of his neck and like they're going at it. And today when she said goodbye, she's like, okay, I'm not even gonna give him the option of this extended time. I'm not gonna do it. And then she was trying to say goodbye. She said, I'll walk you to the door. And he was kissing her and she had her hands on his chest, which is the like, I'm trying to push you away.
She did.
So
Body language was totally different.
yeah.
You're all about body language.
I know, and she gives it away. I think we need to get like a book on like body language.
Or-
Maybe go to like
Yeah.
Amazon and perhaps go click and wow, I'm
Go
totally.
to AfterBuzz TV
Thank you.
first.
There we go.
Yes.
She saved me.
Then click on
Then
Amazon.
click on Amazon.
And what will happen if I do that?
It will help us keep our lights on.
Won't it take me to
Which
Amazon?
makes me look pretty.
Right, and hopefully it'll help us get our AC back.
There we go. Yes.
Yes.
So, Krisily,
Please shop on Amazon through AfterBuzz so that we can have air.
It's no cost to you.
yes, definitely. You can get anything you want. Books on Women Are From Venus, Men Are From Mars, The Bachelorette on DVD, all through Amazon. And like I said, go through AfterBuzz and it kicks money back to us. So thanks, guys. All right. So anything else that stood out with Ari? And I think we pretty much have.
Yeah.
It's like it's funny this week. You know, we could go on and on. Our show's go on for like an hour, but it's like kind of like Emily. We
Like,
kind
get
of
to
know.
the point.
Yeah.
We kind of know. Get
We
to the point.
we kind of know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no guessing this week.
Yeah.
No. So let's go to the main. Let's go to the main guy. Let's go to Jeff.
One F Jeff.
with
One of Jeff.
F.
And here's the funny thing: we are all being very cocky right now because let's go to the guy we know.
It could be Ari. It
What if
could
it's
be
Ari? What would happen?
I don't know.
We'd be like next
Let's
week.
just roll with it.
Okay.
She could pick no one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
and that's what they set it up for next week.
Mm-hmm.
Which
On the
probably
teaser.
means that she
Promo.
will pick someone.
Right.
But
I mean,
What happened to? I remember at the beginning of the season. I feel like we broke some news that she had released a statement that she was happier than ever or something, and that she was so happy with the outcome.
Yeah.
she said, "I'm happy before the show and I'm happy now." That's been her
Yeah.
statement the entire time.
Huh. So
the way that
guess
they
that
make it
doesn't
seem where Chris says to her that she's being unfair to both of them, I feel like Chris used that exact same line with Charlie. And that's when Charlie came to me and Sarah and was like, hey, listen, I can't make my mind up. So I'd be really interested to see if they did that again. I don't think that they do. And I think that she already has picked someone. But I mean, they've done it before. So
Well, they've queued it up, even on the onset of the show, that this would be the most romantic season ever. That the outcome
And
is
dramatic.
It was going to be spectacular. Not like the usual
Romantic, dramatic season.
Yeah.
imagine that.
No, but it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
We're going to be very happy with the outcome. I forgot who said that. I don't know if it was Mike Fleiss or if it.
they all do.
All of them.
You know, I mean, if this is another Tristan Ryan story, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, this could be our guy.
he's starting to be the guy.
He's been my pick since night one.
Totally.
What?
Night one.
And you still haven't gotten your shirt.
I think I think we
I
were
know.
both on that one.
He reminds me of my girlfriend.
Yeah.
He does. He's my pick. He reminds me of my girlfriend, and he's just like fun and awkward and silly, and he just
Their
free.
awkwardness works so well.
They're
like,
yin and yang.
yeah.
Like it's like she compliments him, like she grounds him, and he lifts her up. And I feel like that's what you need in a relationship.
You think they're awkward?
They have a little
Yes.
bit of
Come
awkwardness.
on.
It's like the giddy, like, you know, you have a crush on someone awkward where
Yeah.
like you can't stop smiling. And that's what Emily was on her date. Like she was grinning ear to ear, even when she tried to like lick her teeth and like
Yeah.
not stop smiling, she was still smiling. And
Well, he made a comment in his little video, like, I promise to always make your cheeks sore from smiling. And that's what we all want.
They look spectacular together. They
so
really do.
cute.
When they were cliff jumping, when they were cliff diving, they were paddleboarding, and they were fun. It's the friendship on fire thing that I've talked about. It's just
Well, his whole like athletic and adventurous and outdoorsy side, like since the hometown dates, I've really liked him because before he was like wearing the skinny jeans and the little tie, and I was like, "Are you like what are you? You know, who are you?"
he's eclectic.
He's
got so
everything.
many things.
He
going-
is. He is. He's very well rounded, but it like didn't come out until recently for me. You know. So, we're
So
getting
he's
to know him
winning you
better.
over.
Yeah,
That-
totally. He's a sweetheart.
She's
I like
on
him
the
a
Team
lot.
Jeff train.
I'm on Team Jeff.
Wow.
they said on the date, actually, I'm not sure if it was Emily or if it was Jeff, but I think they said that they complement each other and how he's kind of the bad boy and like she'll, you know, kind of like make him make better decisions and he'll push
Yeah.
her to, you know, be a little more wild.
She said that she will keep him from making bad decisions
Yeah.
and from messing up, and he will make her
Yeah.
make bad decisions.
I like it.
Now, if they were to end together, just imagine he has his people water. You know, he's got that business, and they travel to South America, so they'd be traveling. He gives back. So
And she does too. She loves her charities. She's constantly working with different foundations. So that's something that I think really drives them together even more, is that they're both really interested in helping other people and doing the better.
Okay.
What are you laughing at?
Jenna Couture just tweeted us and she
Jenna
said
Couture.
she said was hoping for some dry humping. Darn.
Of course.
once again, that moment brought to you by Jenna
Jenna
Couture. Brought to you by Jenna Time.
Wow.
No, okay,
that's
so-
hilarious.
Is there a strike against Jeff? What can we? I think we're past the faith. We've talked that to death the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Is there anything just?
Is he ready to be a dad?
Well,
Said that he is, and I feel like his family kind of confirmed that. She got to see him around kids, his nieces and nephews, and I mean, he said so many times, like he brings up Ricki before he brings up Emily, and that is one of the things that she's looking for. Like even in the video, he talked about Ricki, and I don't know that either of the other guys did.
No, and he also said that he had spoken to his parents since their hometown, and that from speaking to the other brothers and sisters, his parents really wanted to meet her. That was a really big deal. I
Right.
mean, we've talked about the religion thing a lot, and Jeff made a statement last week on one of the video conference calls that he is not half Mormon. He was raised Mormon. He's not practicing Mormon. And he doesn't think religion will be an issue between the two of them if he's the one chosen. So the fact that his parents wanted to meet her and they were really skeptical of the process, but now because she's met the family, they want to meet her. I think that's a really big deal.
Yeah, and Ken, you had mentioned something about like he being a little goofy or just like kind of, you know, you never knew if it was just gonna be friendship. No, but I don't. At dinner, he turned the tables on Emily.
So impressed by that.
He took
So
charge.
impressed.
He was confident. He kind of.
It was manly.
Yeah,
it was like
exactly.
it was like I can support you and I can like be the leader of this family. I have confidence. It wasn't just like some little kid.
And even Emily brought it up. She's like, "Wait, you turned it on me," and you can tell she's just off kilter with him a little bit, and that's where a woman can get swept away.
Totally.
So, wow, this is like a Jeff love fest.
I liked their conversation when he asked her, and it could have been, if it had been worded differently, it would have been the worst question in the world. But he said, and I'm going to word it the awful way, but it was like, why are you still single? And he said it, but he was like, what was wrong with those guys? Or, and he said, he worded it perfectly. And she said that there just hasn't been like that connection. She's gone on great dates, but like it just hasn't been there. And then she asked him the same question, like, why hasn't it worked out with you and the girls? And he said the thing that we all want to hear, and it's like, he's been on great dates, but this is the first time where he sees a future. He's like, I can see you as my wife, and it was amazing.
Yeah, it is. You know, I feel like we all look for what's perfect. And at the end of the day, you don't need perfect. You need imperfectly perfect. You need perfect for that person. And relationships don't work because you're not that perfect pair. And I feel like asking somebody, you're an amazing person, why hasn't it worked? It's because you haven't found that perfect pair yet. And once you find that perfect pair, then everything just falls into place. And I think that's what we see with them, is that they love each other's flaws. They do. And they just make each other laugh, and they can be little kids together, and it's good.
So pretty much, I guess we're all in agreement that our favorite date was Jeff. Not all around? Okay. Well, let's take a little commercial break, get some air, and come back with Krisily Tells All.
Woo-hoo,
You're watching
get
AfterBuzz TV.
Your good buddies, Handles Woolly Bear. I'm a truck driving man, but I'm not that old school kind of truck driving man, no. I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving through these great United States of ours. And my favorite podcasts in the world are from AfterBuzz TV. And why? Because AfterBuzz TV is like a post-game wrap-up show for all your favorite TV shows, like Jersey Shore, Dancing with the Stars, Mad Men, and a whole truckload more. I like listening to my Gossip Girl podcast, catching up with all my fellow fans and getting all the latest news and gossip. No, I got some strong opinions. And AfterBuzz TV lets me share those opinions with thousands of other listeners. Woo-wee, what a feeling. I used to doze off on those lonely stretches of road. And don't worry, I got the cruise control. But now I'm wide awake and listening to all the AfterBuzz TV goodness. Check them out. Give them a holler. And tell them the old Woolly Bear sent you.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
And we're back.
Oh, and we're back.
Surprise!
The heat is on. Okay.
Sorry.
Now, before we get to Krisily Tells All,
I was literally just telling you. I'm so glad you all heard that. I am a sweaty beast.
it's good.
It's okay. We all
Sharing is caring.
And
These
we
are
are family.
our imperfections.
That's right.
that we
people at
love
home
about
have
each
to
other.
love.
That's
And
right.
actually, this is going to be a super fan love fest because I want to mention that Chris Mingy, this is the second time I'm mentioning him. He actually left us an iTunes comment. So, guys, we really read them all, and we actually will use them for some of the shows. So he actually said the neatest thing. He said that basically we have the loveliest hosts in AfterBuzz, and that I'm the luckiest guy to be hosting the show with y'all. So
Well, you knew that already.
Love him.
I would have just said thank you, Canden, but
Love him. What a
That's
nice
very
boy.
sweet.
yes. So
very
so
sweet.
keep them coming, guys. We do read and respond. So let's move on to the elimination.
Dun, dun, dun. Best exit interview ever.
100%.
He was such a gentleman.
Best.
Yeah.
For those who skipped the show and actually are watching us, Sean was eliminated, and he was stoic. He was strong.
The only man thus far not to cry in the
Well,
limo.
he teared up, but he was. I mean, I understand why he did. He said he thought that was going to be his wife, and the guys who did cry, I hope they watch Sean's exit interview because they are going to look back like Chris B. He's going to look at Sean's exit interview and be like, oh yeah.
Direct all your mail to Cathy Kelley.
Sean's exit interview was definitely, it was like the most attractive thing I've seen him do on the show. Like he was
Really?
the most attractive of a person in that moment because he was like, it was honest, but he was still strong and he was still a man, and it was nice to see.
So maybe ABC should do like an how-to exit video, and they'll use
Maybe.
Sean as an example, like let a
Good,
cute
like
little
an
spoof.
industrial, you know.
Yeah.
Totally.
He just stayed true to who he was. He was genuine. His feelings were hurt. His ego was hurt. But he remained strong and looked amazing and never talked bad about her. You know what I mean? He didn't get angry. He didn't take it to another level. He was just very honest and just, I mean, God, I can't say enough wonderful things about the guy. I really can't.
He's a gentleman.
He is. And I got to meet him, so now I'm happy.
Which
But
leads
we'll
us.
get to that.
Well,
So
no,
jealous.
let's go there now because I think we've covered our feelings about elimination. Let's move on to Krisily Tells All.
I love that.
Yes, maybe you can do it.
It's even better than the men
Let
tell
me
all.
pat myself on the back for a minute. No. Okay, so they filmed the Men Tell All last night.
Right.
And they had a little after party afterwards. And of course, I wanted to go because we've been ripping some of these guys apart for quite some time.
How was that?
And it was funny because I got to meet a lot of the guys. So I'll go down the list of who I got to meet. And some of them I was pleasantly surprised by, and some of them who I thought that I would love, I wasn't so impressed by. And unfortunately, I am brutally honest. So sorry to anyone's feelings that I hurt. Say that in advance disclosure. Alessandro was there.
Yes.
He made a really funny joke. I called him Alejandro by accident, and he was like, "Nope, I'm Alessandro, and it sounds way better." And he had a great personality.
Which one was
Alessandro?
The vampire
mushroom
hunter.
farmer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh,
The one,
not the
the,
mushroom.
the longer
one
hair.
with the communication barrier.
The vampire.
But not.
And he was fun. Like, he was great. He was having a great time with the guys. He had a great personality. He was a lot of fun to talk to. You can tell he just had fun with the process, which was really cool. Charlie was there. He was very quiet.
Really?
Yeah.
Very quiet,
He
very
seems
to
like it.
himself. Just but you could tell he was a nice guy. You know, it was pleasantly surprising. Doug was there, but I didn't really get to talk to him.
Oh.
He was surrounded by many women.
Sure.
Wolf was super cool. He came over and introduced himself. It was awkward because most of these bachelor parties that we go to, we know a lot of the people, and there wasn't a lot of past cast there. So when I walked in, I knew a couple people, but then there were all the guys, and I was just like, oh God, who do I talk to first? Because I wanted to know so many of them. Michael was there. Michael was one of my favorites on the show because of what he did for an occupation. I loved that he was a counselor and he helped addicts, and I thought that was such a tremendous thing to do. And it was something I really kind of wanted to pick his brain about.
Did he cut the hair?
No, he still has the long hair, so the Instagram pictures are all a fraud. He's
What a
hiding his
trickster.
hair. I told him that I stalk him on Instagram a little bit and that I love his puppy. He was very, like, looking past me the entire conversation.
I don't like him
And
already.
It was, you know, I really wanted to pick his brain. I have a lot of addicts in my life, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way or in a way that I attract them, but I do. I have family members, and addiction's something that I'm very intrigued by. So I really kind of wanted to talk to him a little bit about that because I was so impressed by what they're doing with the T-shirts, and he just was very busy. And I was not offended. I mean, you're a guy, get your rocks off, whatever. But I would have liked to have really seen that side of him because that's what I really liked about him. So I was kind of like,
It's the
pass.
new Bachelor celebrity to it, perhaps.
You know, I wonder that there were some girls there that were probably in the audience that weren't cast, and
his two best friends weren't there.
yeah,
Ari and Jeff.
Ari and Jeff were not
Yeah.
there, and I was a little bummed because I hate knowing what happens. So I got to meet Sean last night. And knowing that he was the one to get sent home tonight broke my heart a little bit. But Sean and I had tweeted back and forth once I knew that he had a boxer. Because when you have boxers, I don't know what it is, but we just kind of all love each other. And I knew that he was a great guy, but I was just blown away by him. Like, I really, truly was.
Was he different from what we see on TV?
None. No, not at all.
That's amazing.
Well, I shouldn't say that. He definitely was more fun. I don't think that you got to see the really fun side of him and the jokester side of him that he probably is with his boys. And you can tell that there's some tight-knit groups of boys in this group, which I really like. But he just, you know, we talked about his family, and he was making eye contact with everyone, and he was just just a great all-around guy. Like, I can't say enough good things about this guy. I really can't. I hope the best for him. I am petitioning for him to be the next Bachelor. I've already told him that I will come on and grill all the girls for him, so no one will get past me. I just can't say enough things. I mean, he's just, what a stand-up guy. He is very happy now. You can tell that he's at a point that he realizes, you know what, Emily just wasn't for me.
Single?
Single.
Single, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean.
What about all the guys overall? Were they all pretty much single?
It looks like a lot of the guys were single. I mean, Joe was there, who was freaking hysterical. He came up to me and was dancing.
Is that DJ Joe?
Yeah, dropping it like it's hot.
No.
No.
Stevie
was the DJ who was also there, but he just
Joe
stayed in
was
a
the
booth
one
all
that
night.
was
Is
eliminated
Joe
on the
the dad?
one-on-one.
The longer hair.
Yeah.
He's just really funny. Like he was so funny.
He was eliminated, I think, the third week on a one-on-one
Yeah.
at that huge palace or
And I think he's on
I don't
Bachelor
know.
Pad. I think he's on Bachelor
I'll
Pad
have
too,
to
so
see.
you'll get to
I'm
know
just
him.
not
See.
picturing the face.
I don't think he is.
Well, there's 25 guys.
I know.
So
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Nate and Travis were both super polite and very nice. Travis, of course, reminds everybody of Kirk. And
hold on, no.
No.
Okay.
come on,
No. We'll talk after.
Okay.
What?
No, I believe someone's run into Nate, but we're not at liberty to say at this present moment. So maybe in future episodes, we'll have to grill her.
I also have to say that the two people that I was most surprised by, one of them being Chris.
Oh, nice.
Chris and I had a real big heart to heart, and it was really, really cool. He is not aggressive in any way.
What?
Yes, he is not aggressive in any way. And now I relate him completely to Dave Good, because Dave Good got that like I'm mean,
Yes.
I'm this, I'm that. I think Chris probably doesn't know how to handle his frustration a little bit, but hands down, awesome guy. We talked about Bachelor Pad. And
Who's he hook up with?
oh, he didn't tell. I can't. He didn't tell me that. But we did talk about that. I was in the first season and how much it's changed since. And we were talking. He's like, "So what do you think?" And I was like, I keep looking at it and saying what I would do and who I would send home first. And I love Michael Stagliano, but he'd be the first person I sent home, as would be the
super
twins.
fans. Yeah.
And like I really feel like you don't want somebody that already won to won again. And he's like, "Oh my God, you're just like me." And of course, I have potty mouth, so I'm swearing left and right about this one and that one and how I can't believe they're gonna do this. And he said to me that I have to watch because I'm gonna love it because he's just like I am, and I will be pleasantly surprised.
Uh-oh, so he's out early.
I don't know.
No.
Oh yeah, I mean, if he sent home, I got sent home. But personality-wise,
Right.
like everything that I said, he's like, "Oh my God, I used to say the same thing," and we just had we related a lot, and he was amazing.
But you said that it's changed a lot. It's only the third season.
it's changed so much.
How does
Are
it
you
change from
kidding?
1 to 3?
It's changed because of the super fans.
It's
because
gotten
of
that's-
trashy.
Yeah.
Like the first eliminations and the second season eliminations,
Mm-hmm.
Michelle Money single-handedly made Bachelor Pad 2 classy.
She did.
Because other than that show, I mean, listen, I'm not going to say it was a disaster, but I mean, come on. Like, it was like Road Rules meets Jersey Shore meets, there was just...
now it's really Jersey Shore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and now
literally, yeah.
this season, I mean, they're already saying everyone's hooking up with everyone, and it's just like, I was told the show is about getting money, not finding love.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into it. I mean, I literally trained with a trainer, like pushing tires over, trained, because I thought it was going to be like real things, not
Mm-hmm.
Twister and bikinis. And each season, it's gotten a little bit more sexed up. So I can't imagine what this season is going to
wow.
be like.
They
And
know what
we talked about
ratings,
that.
what gets
Yeah.
ratings, and
And we talked about
Giving
that,
away
and he
money
said I would
isn't-
be pleasantly surprised. So I can't wait to watch, and I'm now a big Chris fan. I like Chris a lot.
So
and,
you love a lot of people now. Who rubbed you the wrong way?
well,
Or
okay.
just you guys didn't see eye to eye, perhaps.
Well, who would you guess?
It's someone we thought was really Ryan Bowers.
So I really wanted to meet
Ding, ding, ding,
Ryan.
ding, ding.
I did because I feel like there's a big part of Ryan that was misunderstood.
Yeah.
And I still believe that. I think the thing that I've learned about Ryan is the most confident person I've ever met in my life. Now, is he confident because he is really an insecure person, so he over exaggerates, or is he confident because he's just a confident guy? Either way, he can still come across a little arrogant, but down to it, the one thing that he said to me that really made me want to like him was that he wants to now use this to do better things. And it wasn't, I want to be on TV. It was, did this charity for a young girl who had cancer. And I've never been touched in my life the way this little girl affected me. And to me, you can't bullshit that stuff. I mean, let's be honest. Like you could tell, and I was talking to him about my grandmother and that she's going through cancer, and that the Bachelor fans, the outpour of support that I've gotten through them is what makes being on this show worth it. And that if enough of us really got together and did that kind of stuff, then all the BS people that are just trying to get in Us Weekly, they would kind of die down and they would go away. And you would start to see this really great group of people that took a chance on a show. Because I'm so sick of hearing people say, oh, you went on The Bachelor, you were desperate. None of us are desperate. We took a chance.
Right.
Just like we're all out here trying to be hosts, and we take a chance, and we came to AfterBuzz, and now we have this amazing family. We took a chance, and now we have this family, and we can either utilize it to do something really amazing, or we can make ourselves look like asses. And it was really cool to hear him say, you know what, I really want to keep in touch with you. I think this charity stuff is amazing, and I think we can do really good things together. So as much as I'm still questioning Mr. Ryan,
You have a picture with
he has
him.
a heart. I do. I took some pictures with a couple of the boys. We had fun, but I'm still very split on Ryan.
Hopefully you'll be tweeting those so the fans can see.
I will be tweeting them tonight.
Oh, for sure. Now, I think Ryan, I think he got a bum rap. I will be defending him. And I even tweeted a little video today of Jeff teaching all the guys how to spin pillows on their fingers.
Yeah.
And Jeff is a goofball. He's teaching these guys. And the guy who was most into it was Ryan. And they're getting along with Ryan. And this isn't who we see on the show. So definitely, I think Ryan just got a bum rap.
I do. I think that because he's so confident and he is so strong within his faith, I mean, he is one of those people that is just, God has put me here to do this, this, and this, and I'm going to now use this as my platform. He's so strong within his faith that I think that people can take that the really wrong way if they don't understand it.
That's
and I
true.
feel like
that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, like I wanted to hate him. I really did. And then I wanted to love him. And then I was just on this seesaw of, are you arrogant or do I love you? Are you arrogant or do I love you? And I still don't know, but I'm willing to figure it out because I feel like he's one of those people that like me, like I'm really hard on the outside, but once you get to know me, I'm really a nice person.
It's probably some sort of defense mechanism.
It could be
too.
a lie.
Still trying to get used to
Could
her.
be a total lie, but that's what I tell myself.
Anything else you got out of it before we have to wrap up?
The only other person that I met that was really cool was David. He's a super fan on Bachelor Pad 3 and was super excited about it and was like, I watch Bachelor Pad 1 in every episode, and he was really, really high strung and like that. It made me a little nervous, but super excited to be on the show. Had a great experience out of it. So it's interesting to see a fan talk about it too.
Awesome, Krisily. Great stuff there. Wow. If anyone want to know.
Insider info.
These guys were great. We all had so much fun. There was dancing. Nobody was out the door drunk. Like these guys were great. I'm a little upset that I missed Kaylin because I would have liked to give him a piece of my mind. But the guys were awesome. So yeah, so everybody that has favorites this season has good favorites because these guys rock.
Nice. Well, thank you, Krisily. Let's move on to quick news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
We have a little bit of news, but it was mentioned earlier. Jeff was on the conference call this week, and everyone's fanning themselves on the other side of the table. Yes, so we're gonna go fast with this news. Jeff was on the conference call this week with reporters, and he talked about his faith a lot, and that it wouldn't be an issue with him and Emily. We kind of briefly talked about that earlier in the show. And then our other news, I mean, Bachelor Pad is done filming, obviously. Yes. We had another promo tonight, and it was Chris hooking up with some girl.
Smooching.
Yes.
Look like Lindsay.
I mean, he's a handsome guy.
Yes.
Go and get it.
And then our last little piece of news is I know that we previously reported that Roberto is confirmed as the Bachelor, but
Not so
Krisily
much.
is saying that that is not true.
I don't think he's confirmed, and I don't think that contracts are signed. I think that they're still looking at options. I would not like to see Roberto as the Bachelor because I think he would be a little boring. And for somebody that doesn't want to be on TV, then don't be on TV.
Yeah.
Just saying. Just saying. Sean for Bachelor.
Sean for Bachelor. We can save that for predictions. Anything else you got for us today, Cathy Kelley?
That is all.
All right, that's it for news and gossip. And now, spooky music.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Dude, it is so hot.
It's okay.
I
Don't
love
think
it.
about it. It's fine.
All right.
I look like I just jumped out of a pool. It's so gross.
All right. Predictions. So, who do you think? You know what? We're not going to give our predictions for who's going to win it all because we still have next week.
Yeah.
So, who do you think? I think Chris already said who she wants as the next Bachelor. Canden, who do you think should be the next Bachelor?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it would be like fun to see Sean, I guess, on The Bachelor just because he's a good guy, and it would be nice to see another good person like Emily do this show. But I don't know. I don't know if I want him tainted by it, and I don't know that he'd do it.
I don't think he would be tainted by it. I think that he would actually be one of the best bachelors ever. I really do. I don't think that he would.
That's exciting. That's
Okay,
good.
Kathy, break the
Then
tie.
I'd be all for it.
I would like to see him on The Bachelor. I would also like to see him on AfterBuzz TV.
That would be nice.
Ooh, wow, that's a heck of a prediction.
Sean, come visit us.
Who would go on The Bachelor as a contestant if Sean was The Bachelor?
The girls are raising their hand. I am not. I don't know. I don't go that way. But maybe with Kaylin we can compare moisturizers.
I would go on as his BFF and grill all the girls. That's exciting.
All right. Well, that's it, guys. Let's wrap it up. So, Canden, where can they find you?
You guys can tweet me at Canden Bliss, or you can visit me at OK to Wait. OK to Wait org is my organization Twitter, so check it out.
And Krisily?
You can fan with me at Twitter at Krisily.
You can find me on Twitter at Cathy Kelley.
And you can find me at The Everyday Man, and you can find all of us at AfterBuzz TV.
Sweat it out.
Yes, for Phil, Canden, Krisily, Kathy, and the super fans. I'm JC. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.